Hi, I'm Sarah Clark, and welcome to Community Connection. Today with me, I have some wonderful people from Old Spanish Days. I have the El Presidente this year, Dennis Ricard, and the first Vice President, Kaz Stimson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And you both look fabulous. I love the attire. Can you start by just telling me a little bit about what you're wearing?
Okay, well, this is a Fiesta costume that I've duplicated from my father's and my grandfather's, okay, and it has Spanish buttons that are hand done, okay, and I have 3 suits. This is one of 3, and they basically have the same historical context, and it's what they are. The satin lapels are very much Fiesta and so forth, and of course the silver trim, and so it's your classic Fiesta costume.
Wonderful. And Kaz, tell us a little bit about yours.
Well, it's early California, the Rancho period. I'm really not a clothes horse, so all I can tell you is I like it. I got the the sash and a hat, and it's fun on during Fiesta.
But and all of this attire is based on period.
Yeah, these are authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah,
Yes.
early California.
Wonderful.
That's right.
And Dennis, I understand as El Presidente, you have a very unique story to bring to Old Spanish Days this year. Tell us about your first public appearance at Fiesta.
Oh, well, my first public appearance was in a carriage at the age of 6 months. And we took a nice picture that was in the Santa Barbara News Press of my family on the pond at the Santa Barbara Mission. So technically, that's my first public appearance, and then we followed that up again with being in the parade.
Wonderful. And Kaz, what about you?
Mine's kind of unique because one of my groomsmen is Peter Georgi. He is the past president, 1989, also head of the Carriage Museum. And he had us on his Friends of El Presidente float during his presidential year.
Wonderful. And Dennis, tell us, what does Old Spanish Days mean to you?
Well, it means remembrance of good times. What Old Spanish Days really is early California, the Rancho period, when there was really no government at the time, and people governed themselves. And rancher helped rancher, and person helped person. And when they took long trips to get to the ranchos, because they were very large, vast grant lands, they would then have long stays at their friend's home and so forth, and so they had parties, which were, of course, Fiesta, because the language at the time was Spanish. So that's where the Fiestas comes from.
Wonderful. I love, there's always more to learn about Old Spanish Days. I always love getting together with you too. Tell me about what Fiesta does for our community.
Well, what it does is it increases the regular involvement of the overall citizenry. It increases the revenue to the city significantly, incrementally from leading up to Fiesta and after Fiesta. So really all the merchants benefit. Obviously the hotels benefit. Nonprofits really benefit from what we do. Our mercados are basically fully staffed. All the tenants are virtually nonprofits, and a lot of them make all the revenue for the year coming off our mercados.
Right, that's what I understand. This is how a lot of the nonprofits in our community fund themselves.
Absolutely.
For the years.
So Fiesta is a very important deal to them, and it just brings the city together and people together, and puts them in the Fiesta spirit.
I'd also like to say that it involves the community. We have over 2,000 volunteers during the week of Fiesta in one form or another, whether they're with the nonprofits or they're working the mercados or marshals or the parade. And I think that really ties a lot of our community together.
Absolutely. And what does Fiesta do for the arts of Santa Barbara?
Well, the arts, first of all, the dance studios do very well. During Fiesta, everybody wants to be a dancer, and so they do that. Museums benefit. Particularly this year, the Santa Barbara Historical Museum has a history of Fiesta that they're now putting on. That will be on till in the late September. It's something that everyone who loves Fiesta should see. Anyone who comes to our community ought to see. We just got to look at it last night. It was really impressed us. Our board members were able to get kind of a sneak peek.
Oh, wow.
And it's really something special. So I really encourage people to see that. And of course, we have an arts and crafts festival on the beach during Fiesta, and a lot of people, that's very fully staffed. A lot of people can get involved in that. So there's a unique part of the community that enjoys the dance, particularly the dance community, and like I said, the studios. But I mean, you get the opportunity to go to the courthouse and see the beautiful Noches de Ronda every night, free. 5,000 people. It's extraordinary. And of course, then the opening at the Mission with the colors, the background of the Mission, and the Junior Spirit, and the Spirit, and all the other dance studios putting on routines. So dance is a huge part of Fiesta.
I'd also like to say that this is our 90th anniversary. So if ever you want to participate, this is the time. All of our venues will be running on high gear.
And how do people participate or find out how to volunteer?
Well, if you want to volunteer, call the Old Spanish Days office. Give them an idea of what you're interested in. Obviously, we like contact numbers, especially email addresses. There are over 2,000, and we are in high gear on that right now. So, call as soon as possible.
And the
Wonderful.
number is 805-962-8101.
Great. And
There you go.
Santa Barbara is such a spectacular place to live ordinarily. But what I think so special about Fiesta is that it's when Santa Barbara really comes alive.
Yes.
Everybody comes together. It's just so vibrant, and there's so much energy. It's such a special time. Let's talk about what Fiesta does for the residents.
Well, what we've noticed, it brings families together. I'm specifically aware of groups of families that get together for the Fiesta Parade every year. It's like a family tradition.
Right.
For instance, past spirits, they'll come to Santa Barbara to come see the Spirit of Fiesta, dance at the Mission, and so forth. It's just an opportunity to reconnect with your family and friends from long past. I particularly have a lot of family and friends, coming, this year and so forth. It's just, it brings the community together. It's an extraordinary event.
And you mentioned the Spirit of Fiesta. For our viewers that aren't familiar with that, what is the Spirit of Fiesta, and what is their role in Old Spanish Days?
The Spirit of Fiesta is a concept that came out of 1949. This is the 65th anniversary of the Spirit of Fiesta concept. And I'll put a little brag. My father was the El Presidente in 1949.
Oh, wow.
And he created, at his year, created the Spirit of Fiesta concept. Okay. And Leah Parker was the first Spirit of Fiesta. She is still with us.
Wow.
She will be the Grand Marshal of the Old Spanish Days Fiesta Parade this year.
Wonderful.
And so it's it is the embodiment of the dance community is the Spirit of Fiesta.
And the Spirit of Fiesta, I know there's a long process about how it's a competition in a way of who, you don't just get to be the Spirit, and then they have all these appearances throughout Fiesta,
yes.
Right?
Also, I want to mention Talia Ortega Vestal is our Spirit of Fiesta this year.
Wonderful.
And she was a junior Spirit before, so her talent just kept going, and she got elected. Through the audition, and she's been a fantastic Spirit of Fiesta, and I'm sure she's going to do a wonderful job throughout Fiesta.
She's also a junior at Santa Barbara High School.
Oh, wonderful.
So very local talent.
Yeah.
Wow, and I'm sure she's worked very hard to, it's quite an honor to be the Spirit of Fiesta.
Before events, they practice and practice and practice.
Most of these girls have been dancing since they've been 3 years old.
Wow.
These are semi-professional dancers.
Right.
Yeah. And also, we say our junior Spirit is Natalie Mowers this year, and she's a terrific little junior Spirit.
Also this year, we reduced the age of the junior spirits from 9 to 11 down to 8 to 10.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a real separation now between the junior Spirit and the Spirit.
And then how old is the Spirit age range?
16 to 20.
Okay.
But it's cute. The way they pair up is really adorable.
They've been magnificent. I saw them dance again last night. They're just working together like a team.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, there's so many wonderful events at Fiesta. It's hard to know, which ones to go to. Tell us about some of your most memorable experiences and events during Fiesta, and some tips for the viewers.
Well, I would recommend everyone who can get there, go to the Fiesta Pequeña, the opening at the Mission. Okay, and for decades and decades, they used to have fireworks after the show at the Mission, which is what is in our theme this year in our poster. That's what it portrays. A lot of people don't know that because it stopped in the 70s. But growing up, I lived not far from the Mission. I could see the fireworks from my house.
Wow.
It was just an extraordinary experience. The other one is the Fiesta Parade. I still think it's the signature event of Fiesta, and my family goes back to the very first parades. My grandfather rode the silver saddle that he had made. My father rode in '49 when he was El Presidente, and as a mayor thereafter. And I have ridden it 4 times, and I will be riding it this year, the 90th year of Fiesta.
Wow, the same saddle.
The same saddle.
That saddle is very unique. It has over 1,700 pieces of silver on it.
Hand-stamped silver.
Hand-stamped, made by the famous Ortega saddle maker.
Louis Ortega.
Yeah.
And Smith by John Silver. Many of the saddles you see are plated, they're done by machine. This was done in the again in the 20s by hand. Wow. It's now on display at the Santa Barbara Carriage Museum. Public is going to see it. The symmetry and the craftsmanship that's involved in it is really was quite amazing.
Wow.
Actually, so I'm real
you're
real
borrowing
proud.
it for
Yes.
the parade this year.
I'm
Wonderful.
proud to be able to write it again.
I'd also like to underscore we have a rodeo that starts on Thursday of our Fiesta week with professional bull riding, goes all the way through Sunday. We also have Los Dignitarios, which is a mammoth party at the zoo on Thursday.
That's a local favorite.
We have our two Mercados going. De La Guerra down by City Hall, Del Norte at Mackenzie Park. Inside Mackenzie Park, we also have the Crazy Horse Cantina, a great place for very young baby boomers to play. But on top of that, I would recommend go to our website, see all the venues. There are 34 directors involved in all these venues, and we don't want to sell anybody short.
And is Fiesta always the first week of August?
Pretty much.
It used to
be always under the harvest moon.
Oh.
But a number of years, which is kind of why the harvest moon's in the poster this year.
Right.
It's part of the history of Fiesta. And particularly, the poster goes back to '48, and there's a real story behind that, which was the only year that we had no Fiesta with a drought. We still had a pageantry, and part of the pageantry was these riders coming up to the California and into Santa Barbara, and a group of riders coming down from APS under the guise of flares. And so that's the takeoff on this year's poster, and that's also why I have fireworks, because they had a big fireworks display for years into the 70s.
It's a beautiful poster.
Thank you.
And let's talk about why you both got involved. Why did you what inspired you to get involved in Fiesta?
Personally, I wanted to continue the family tradition of being in Fiesta after my father passed away. And so it was some way for me to give back and get involved, and I thought I could help the parade. And my first job was to be run the parade marshal, which is a really difficult job. You have to call a million people in the community. He knows all about that. To get people to participate, because we need their help to put on the parade. Okay,
Right.
So I paid my dues, and then Bill Luton, with my experience and my history and so forth, he requested that I continue his tradition. He had been a parade chairman for 15 years, and he asked me to do it, and I was very honored to do it. And he worked closely with the Rancheros Visitadores, which is a great experience, a great group of people who volunteer their time to help put that parade on every single year for all these years.
And I understand it's the largest horse parade.
Some years it has been. It is probably one, if not the largest, at least in the Western United States, if not the country. We get a lot of people involved in it.
Wonderful. Well, we are so excited to have you on the show and hear all about Old Spanish Days, and thanks for all the tidbits for our viewers about tips for this year. And I look forward to seeing you both.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Community Connection. We'll see you next time.